What's up, my friend? Welcome back to another video, and today we are taking a look at the Musio platform created by Cinesamples. So this is a relatively new platform that the team has created. If you're unaware of Cinesamples, they have been creating sampled instruments for a long time, specifically with a Hollywood sort of scoring stage sound. And so when they were talking about the Musio platform, a lot of people were interested and intrigued by the process of it and how it sort of works. And essentially, you can think of it sort of as the infinite instrument, as they kind of call it, where as long as you're subscribed to the platform, you essentially have access to any and all upcoming instruments and libraries that they continue to put into the platform. Very similar to East West in many ways, but with one little twist, which I'm going to share with you in a second. But it's really interesting. This is kind of Cinesamples' take on that sort of subscription service where you can really just dive in and have access to all the different libraries instead of having to buy, individual sample libraries, which can add up to a lot of money, right? This is their kind of solution to that. So let me just quickly show you what this looks like and how this kind of works, and then we'll actually go into Logic and I'll show you how I kind of use this in a very short cue, and then you can make a decision on whether this is worth it for you or not, and you can let me know as well in the comments below. But anyway, this is the website. So they call it Infinity and Beyond. So create with an endlessly growing catalog of instrument collections developed by Cinesamples, right? And we'll look at that in just a second, and you can have a 14-day free trial to try out all the features. And so this is just a quick look at the new libraries and existing libraries in Musio at the moment. At the time of this recording, they are currently porting everything over from Cinesamples to the Musio platform. And so by the end of the summer, I believe it is, every single one of the Cinesamples libraries will be into Musio. And then after that, they're going to be adding new content into the platform not available for contact or separately in the Cinesamples website, I believe. So that's a really interesting thing, right? Because then you can have access to everything all at once in one place and not have to worry about purchasing separate libraries. So that's one of the main draws of this platform. And then they talk about it some more here. And let me just quickly go down here to the pricing, because obviously that's really important. So with the monthly plan, it's $20 a month with a 14-day free trial, of course. And then the annual plan is $200 a year. And then the lifetime license is $9.99. So this is probably the more attractive option if you just want to purchase something outright and not have to pay a subscription fee, right? I personally like to buy things just once and outright and own it. And so if you buy a lifetime license, then you can imagine if you purchase a few Cinesamples libraries, like if you purchase Cineprick at full price, I believe it's already like $7.99. And then if you purchase the strings library, that's already above $1,000 in total. But if you purchase Musio, you have both those libraries plus the entire Cinesamples catalog forever, and any new libraries that they put into it in the future as well. So this might be a really good deal for you. If you just want to try it out for a year or so, then you can just get the annual plan or even the monthly plan if you want to. But those are the three options currently available on the website. And if you want to look at check it out for yourself, you can use the link below in the description box to try it out. Just so you know, it is an affiliate link, by the way. So if you do purchase using my link below, then it will support my channel. And it's greatly appreciated. There's no obligation, but if you enjoy my content, then it obviously really helps the channel as well. But that's the main page. Let's take a quick look at the live catalog here. So this is essentially a live updated feed of what's included in Musio. So I think it's every 2 weeks they will be adding another feature or another library into Musio, and at the moment this is what's included. So you see the Cine Symphony series, you see Tina Guo stuff, there's Gina Luciani, right? So there's a lot of artist series stuff, and then they've got some sound design stuff, some percussion libraries, Voxos is in here too, so really cool. And yeah, if you want to just stay updated, this is where you want to look, is in the live catalog. And then they have demos where you can take a look at different pieces written for specific libraries, which is always nice. Then there's the features. This is probably one of the more helpful tabs. So we just talked about the catalog. There's the rack where you can load in instruments. You have controls and envelopes. That's always nice. And then you can share projects too. That's also really cool. So you can send your project that has Musio in it to another composer, and if they have Musio, then they can basically open it up and see the exact setup of how you set it up in your session. So that's obviously really handy, similar to BBC from Spitfire. And then they have new improved effects coming, reverb and distortion. You can adjust these parameters, pre-delay, time, mod, high cut and level. Advanced mix control, so mic positions, that's also a thing that's coming. And then articulation key switching, of course, this is really common in Contact, so this is also coming to Musio. And so, yeah, they basically have everything listed of what's coming and what is currently exists in the platform. So, yeah, it's really cool to see the updates continuing to roll out for this platform. So you might be wondering now, like, how does this actually work, right, in your DAW? So let me quickly run you through this. So if we just take a look at a brand new Musio instance, I'm going to open this up, Musio, and we only have two options. We have stereo, and we have the multi-output 16 times stereo. In this case, let's just go with the stereo track. And then this is what we see off the bat. So I like that it's resizable. You can make it smaller and bigger. I like it usually a little bigger. And here we're going to see the libraries that are available. So this is basically the Explore tab, and then the catalog, like we just mentioned, is the live feed of what's actually available. But if you want to download certain libraries, you can just do that here on the Explore page. And so let's just take a look. Featured new content, right? Mr. Roger Celeste. Let's say I want to download this. I can click the download button right here, which will download the samples, the 1.1 gigabytes to my library system or wherever I've directed the Musio samples to go. Or I could click load, which downloads the samples, but also loads them into the Musio rack so I can start playing it right away. So that's the main difference. You can just download it to get the samples in, but not load it in. Or if you want to also load it in, then you just click load, which will download and load it into your sample player. And let's just take a quick look here. So let me go with an example that I've already downloaded previously. Let's go with the True Legato Vibrato from Cinewinds, for example. So I've already downloaded it. If I click load, you can see now it loads up and it's ready to go. And so if I just play something, right, you get the flute right there. And it's really nice because I didn't have to download the whole library. I just had to download the one instrument. I believe it was like a gigabyte or so, and I can just play it. So if you're low on hard drive space, this is obviously super convenient. You just download the instrument and the dedicated articulation that you want to, which is a lot faster than just downloading a complete library. But let me show you that really quickly. So here is an example of a complete library, Cinewinds Core. You click this arrow, it shows you all the different instruments and the articulations. And so if I just wanted to download, let's say the sustains, then I can just click download, which is only 150 megabytes, super small, or click the load to also get it into the rack as well. And that's all you got to do. So you load one instrument. Let's say I want to load one more. Let's also bring in the full brass sustains from Industry Brass Pro. So I'm going to press load. Now we have it here. And now you notice that it's currently on the same MIDI channel and outputting the same signal, right? So what I would want to do if I have separate tracks is to put it on track number 2 and then change the output signal as well to go out of its respective track. Now in this case, I don't have multiple tracks, so I'm going to leave it on the first track, but I'm going to solo up the instrument so we can hear what the full brass sounds like. Right, and that's what that sounds like. So yeah, I like that the fact that it has the size of the patch right next to the download button, so you know how large it is. So if you don't want to wait, if you want to go with something a little smaller, then obviously you can search for a patch that has less content in it. But yeah, one of the big draws is just that everything is located in the Musio platform. You can just use the search button up here to find an instrument. So let's say I want to find a glockenspiel, I can just type Glock. And then it gives me the Glock from Village Mallets and also the one from Cineperk. And then again, if I don't have it downloaded, I can download it and load it in as I like. Go back, and that's it. So let me quickly show you how I use Musio for this short little cue. It's kind of a fanfare. So let me just play through it really quickly here. Right? This is entirely using instruments from Musio. So I basically opened up the instrument in a multi-output 16 times stereo. So that just means I have 16 individual tracks, but only one Musio instance holding or hosting all of those individual instruments. So I have horns, right? I have the flute for woodwind runs, and I've got the strings, and I've got the percussion as well. I also added in some choir for that cinematic human feeling, but yeah, generally it was as simple as just choosing the instruments I was hearing in my head, typing them in, like I said, flute, and then I just waited, and then yeah, here are all the different flute variations. But I think what I typed in was run. So the first thing that came up was kind of the concert flute from this library, the artist series. And so I just downloaded the long run major from here. And so I loaded it in, and that sounds like this. So I did an ascending run followed by a descending run right away, another one in D major, and then going one more ascending run going into the E major chord after that. But yeah, aside from maybe some very specific differences, the workflow is actually very similar to Contact in my opinion. It's really easy to simply download and then click the patch to drag it in, or just click the load button. That's usually what I would probably recommend doing. And yeah, you want to balance your instruments using the fader. I did find it slightly tricky using the fader to do the balancing though, because it's very, very sensitive. Like if I click the button, you can see it just shifts a little bit, right? So I kind of have to drag it back to where I want it to. So if there was like more of a fine-tuned sort of fader drag, that would be super nice. But I did find that it is super sensitive, so you just want to be careful. And then under controls, you can see right now there's just basically reverb, expression, and then dynamics for some as well. As you know, they are going to be updating it with more features, but at the moment it is a little bit limited. But they will also be coming in with the mic position options and the key switching a little bit later as well. At the time of this recording, they don't have that yet, but just keep in mind that those features are coming as well. So yeah, in general, I would have to say that Musio is a really nice alternative to Contact. Now, also keep in mind that Native Instruments sells their complete instrument, which is like a whole bundle of a lot of their libraries for one solid price. I think it's like $1,400, $1,500, or maybe even more than that, like $3,000. I can't quite remember. But again, we have the option here of not just the subscription of monthly and annual, but you also have the lifetime option of $9.99, which is, I think, cheaper than complete. And the thing is, you have continuous access to new libraries in the future when Cinesamples develops them as well. So that's a big perk. It's not just that you're purchasing all the content, the Cinesamples content outright. They're also providing new additions to Musio for free if you get the lifetime access version. So that's a really big draw, and in my opinion at least, compared to something like East West, where I believe there is no one-time purchase option. It's just either monthly or annual. So this just gives you another option to consider if you want some orchestral libraries hosted in one package, in one platform. It makes things super easy and very convenient. So yeah, if you're interested in checking it out, again, feel free to check out the first link in the box below. I'll link you to it there. And again, it's an affiliate link. So if you want to support the channel and you want to purchase Musio, then you can use my link down below. It's greatly appreciated. But other than that, let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to help out as I can, and let me know what you think. But other than that, if you want to download my sample library buyer's guide, it's totally free. That's also in the box below. Goes through all my personal recommendations, and you can treat it as my gift to you for checking out this video today. It's all my personal recommendations, all my favorites, all in one place. One kind of simple to read PDF, so you can grab it there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and take care. Bye-bye.